Hey guys, it's Kasara, and today I'm going to be doing my review for The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. Oh my gosh, this book is so good, you guys. I literally just finished this book and I sat down here in my vlogging chair so that I could update you guys for my reading vlog for this week. And then I was just like, no, I want to do a full review. So I'm doing a full review for you guys. Mind you, I'm not going to go super in depth into what goes on in this book because this is one of those books that I feel like it's better to go into blind and not really know what's happening in. Mostly because that's kind of how you feel for a good portion of the book, but I loved every second of it. It was absolutely fantastic. So this book explores the idea that cities are like living and breathing things that can manifest souls, and a soul manifests into people that live in the city, and each like part of the city has a different person based off of just the unique culture and dynamics of that part of the city. So for New York specifically, where this book is set, there are different parts of the city such as Brooklyn, Manhattan, the Bronx. We have three main characters: Brooklyn, Manny, who's Manhattan, and Bronca, who is the Bronx. We also have Queens and Staten Island, and it's so good. And like always, I will talk about four things: character, plot, world building, and writing style. So we're gonna start with character, and I absolutely loved every single one of these characters because there are like 5 individual characters, but they're each very unique and specific, and they're very unique to the parts of the city too. They line up really well with the different parts of the city, and I thought that was really interesting. And there are also other characters that are not involved in that. I also like some of the character development. I feel like each individual character had their own little character development arc. The one I like the most though is probably going to be an unpopular opinion because it's Ainsley. Yeah, I absolutely loved her character arc. It's not a good character arc, by the way, in case you guys are wondering. She is very much an unlikable character, but that's why I liked her, partially because I think that she's so realistic, and now I have some really bad preconceived notions of Staten Island. I've never been to Staten Island, mind you, so I don't actually know how much of that is true. Yeah, probably not gonna visit anytime soon. Just saying. I also really liked the villain in here. Has a really good villain that I really enjoyed. Next, we're gonna talk about plot. And I think the plot is probably the weakest point in this book, which is to say it's still really good, but there are other aspects of this book that I just loved a lot more. The reason I say that is because for the majority of this book, I really didn't know where it was going. Like, it had really good characters that were driving the story forward for me. It had beautiful writing that I just couldn't get enough of. But plot-wise, I was just kind of like, what exactly is happening? What exactly is the point of this? Mind you, that's the overarching plot. I think the individual scenes were fantastic. There were some really great action-packed scenes in here that I absolutely loved, and I felt like the pacing was such that like I did not want to put this book down at all. I absolutely loved every second of it. And then of course I'll talk about world building, and the world building was incredibly unique. Like, this is considered urban fantasy, and typically when I think urban fantasy, I think like vampires, werewolves, like angels, fairies, like those type of things. This is like nowhere close to any of that. It is one of the most unique urban fantasies that I've ever read, and I really just like the creativity that was put into this book. Also, like, there is a multiverse sort of thing going on here too that I thought was just really cool, that I really appreciated. It gave me like sci-fi vibes at times, which I really enjoyed also. So I really loved the way the world building was done in here. It was just like one of the most unique original stories that I've read in the longest while, and I just absolutely loved it. So we're going to talk about writing style, and the writing style I think is what really makes this book. It is absolutely beautiful. There are all types of writing styles in here. I don't know, that sounds weird when I say it that way. There's really some atmospheric writing where you can really feel the emotions and the emotion of what's happening in the scene. There's some really creepy writing where you can kind of feel like hairs on the back of your neck stand up and the goosebumps on your skin. There's some really action-packed stuff that's going on in here that you feel the adrenaline the entire time. There are really some beautiful images that are depicted in here. Like, literally, N.K. Jemisin can do no wrong when it comes to writing. I absolutely love her writing, and after reading this book, I want to read pretty much every book that she's ever written. I switched between the audiobook and the physical book, and I have to say the audiobook is fantastic. There are like sound effects and things like that usually when audiobooks incorporate that, it's very hit or miss for me because it can either take you out of the story or it can just be a more atmospheric story. I think the sound effects personally worked really well with the audiobook, so I really love them, but I can understand why some people may not like them. Personally, I liked going between the audiobook and the physical book, partially because I felt like the audiobook helped me understand how to pronounce the characters' names better, but overall, fantastic audiobook, phenomenal book, and I highly, highly recommend. Let me know if you guys read this down in the comments and what you guys thought of it. I post videos on Sunday, Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so consider subscribing. I also post bonus videos, so if you want to be notified as soon as I upload, you can click that little bell icon. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up to support my channel. All social media links are in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.